Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's LMU time again. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Sandung. Who will be first in here? Oh look, Motor Town has come out on Steam. It's not Ebola Village though. Right. Le Mans Ultimate. Right, let's get in there. Tracks have changed. The world has changed. For better or worse. Exciting times. Beautiful. Go. Hello, Radooladooladood. Hello. Hello. How's it going? What's changed in Le Mans Land? What has changed in Le Mans Land? What daily punishment do we receive today? From Sokol? Prototype fixed. At Circuit de la Sartre, that could be fun. That could be fun. What car is it? Oh, the LMP2. That could be good. How long's the? It's just a 20-minute race. Muscle the Merciless. The Prototype Trophy Classic. Is it Spa? Oh, wow. What's in the advanced sessions? One stint sprint at Interlagos. LMG T3s at Monza. I think we could do the prototype fixed. We'll do that. Easy win, guys. We're getting well good at these tracks. That's the good thing about having two tracks in a driving simulator. This is going to be carnage, though, isn't it? LMP2. LMP2 at Le Mans is going to be a disaster. Oh, join the practice. When does it start? 23 minutes. So what's that? Half past. Okay. Got the pink line at the top of the camera, the game capture. Is there any reason they sometimes bypass the T1 in Monza just because they're crazy? Yeah, it's to try and make things be slightly different and not always the same. But yeah, mostly it's just a bad idea. Sometimes developers get carried away, you know. Yeah, it's just random. I don't mind it though, actually, because you never drive it in anything else, and I'm happy driving oval tracks myself. I think we should do the whole stream like this with a tiny little game view. Just Dave, how's it going? Hello, Just Dave. Welcome to the channel. We've got some classical music playing so I can listen to and select good tracks. I'm alright, I'm a bit dizzy, but we're alright. We're all good. We don't have enough Daves. With Daveception. We just need 1 billion Daves. My name Dave. It was pretty funny race. I should probably edit it because it was stupid. Put it into a video. Has there been any update? I don't think there's been any updates to Evo, has there? Just the track changes in this. Oh, traffic cones. Bit of countryside. It's gonna be straight, flat out drafting races. Are we going for? Well, we've been moving up. We've been fairly consistently moving up. There's the wall. Your ego updated to something on stream. You can't find anything. What's your ego? Anyone that does racing has to have Evo. Oh, Evo. My ego has updated. I am 3 times more confident. You egotistical git. My ego's. Don't know where my ego's so big it can't be grown any bigger. It's too big. I've maxed it out, topped out, popped out, popped out with 100% ego. That's it. Where'd you go from there? That's why I don't compete with people, because I already know I'm the best. Early access, can't complain. Giant ego, can't complain. On this episode of Top Gear, we're going to be looking at my huge ego. Oh dear. My voice is so deep because I'm Jeremy Clarkson. It looks like I'm in a GT3 car at Le Mans. It's a long track that's very long indeed. And that's why we have the Stig driving in the race. It turns out that he's not going to do it in the end. Oh dear. And James May can't even find his car keys. Richard Hammond has crashed on the motorway. Oh dear.
And some say the LMP2 car is the fastest car in the world.
It's in Clarkson Island. Can't apologise. Early game of muscle, can't complain. You want your joy back? Sorry.
No joy here, because we're driving simulated cars. And on that bombshell, I'm going to go and drink some beer and complain about cyclists blocking the roads in central London.
Another hard day of work. Hello, Skywilk. I'm obviously going to get given a LMP2 drive in real life if we do enough of this. That's why we all sim race.
Look at that on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Yes, there's a link to our affiliate links on the screen. But it looks like James May can't even find the link. And Richard Hammond, his mouse has crashed off the table. Oh dear.
Did you send Dave Cam a Band-Aid? did he make a video of it? I have to watch it if he did. That's why it's worth spending money on Skywilk. Ironically, sim racing whilst making shilling YouTube videos probably is.
Oh dear.
Well, anything's cheaper than doing anything on wheels. Sim race is cheaper than bloody cycling. 10k specialised mountain bike is in great value. Well, I think they look quite nice. Racing one-handed. Oh dear. If you want a summary of the Evo situation, here's a go. It's a shit show and they realise that. And no, it's gone perfect for them. Right, I need to make a video explaining the Evo situation. It's actually not... I don't know why they apologise. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. They've had sales of the early access and marketing and people have bought it. And so that's cash flow. Great. And then now they've gone, yeah, it's not what we want. And but they've had cash flow and now they can fix it. And now when they make it decent, everyone will be like, oh, wow, we knew Kunos were hardworking and they'd save the day. And so then they release the game and it's in a fit and it's like all like, oh, wow, look Kunos, what they've done. So they've got cash flow and have avoided the release of other game titles in terms of initial cash flow, and then they still get to do a 1.0 release and monetize that. So actually it's gone to plan perfectly. I don't know why it's framed as if it's a bad thing. Who is it bad for? It's bad, well, apart from it, it's bad for the players maybe, but then players don't have to play the game. It's good for everyone. Don't know why they're pretending that it's bad. They're only pretending that it's bad because it's actually good and they feel guilty that it's actually gone quite well. It's all manipulation, guys. It's all manipulation from a good place, but it's still manipulation. It's like when a YouTuber does a video going, oh, I'm struggling, whilst being really wealthy and having a life and everything. It's like, it's just all manipulation. Not intentionally negative, not people being evil or being bad, but it's like weird. It's all weird. Like if you actually think it through, the actual subtext of all this stuff is actually a bit manipulative. It's all very tricky. Is there no Man's Sky playbook? Oversell, apologise, then develop a game people will see, then correct after. Exactly. High skill moves. The idea that people should have some kind of like bizarre personal relationship with a game developer is super weird. As if and also the idea that the consumer supports the developers is super weird. Like, fair enough when it's a really small indie team, but when it's a publicly owned business, it's like you're buying the thing because you like it. It's not, and yeah, the accidental end result is that it supports it, but you're not, you know. You're not giving money to someone that's homeless. It's business. But I don't know why it's this new thing for businesses to pretend that they're individuals where it's financially pertinent to be like a team and supporters, but when they're being totally business-like, they're not their businesses. It's almost like it's win-win for them. It's almost like capitalism generally pushes things in the most cynical and miserable way possible. Who'd have thought it? It's almost like capital's amoral. Who would have thought it? Oh, it's funny though, actually, because what happened was actual indie companies, actual small companies, do need like supporters and stuff, right? Same with like small YouTubers and things, like they do need supporters. But what's funny is giant corporations or larger publisher companies have taken that sentiment and then manipulated it to try and get that financial benefit on top of also the general larger scale corporate benefit that they're already leveraging, like higher cash flow resources, higher marketing resources that a smaller independent developer or individuals or very small business wouldn't have access to. So like giant corporations always like cynically integrate stuff that's actually good and then destroy the virtuous aspects of it. That's how capitalism works. It is what it is. It's like the Titanic. hello, Davidson. It's like the Titanic. If it was a small little dinghy, it would have been fine. But it was a giant dinghy, and they saved money by removing all the life rafts. That's what giant corporations do. They put too many people in a big steel container and then ship them into an iceberg. Titanic was actually designed to do that. People, it's been the history of the Titanic's been retold and resold with that big propaganda film called The Titanic, or it's just called Titanic, isn't it? It's been the real boat was actually meant to go into an iceberg. It was the whole business. It was an insurance scam. The Titanic was the greatest insurance scam ever. The original plan, though, was not to have it sink. The original plan was to just make a little scratch in it but they miscalculated. Did it sink 113 years ago today? I knew I could feel the Titanic in my bones. I channeled the Titanic. Didn't sink in the channel, but it did end in the channel. Woo! Titanic time. Today's live stream is brought to you by the Titanic. Would you like to travel in style into an iceberg? Join us on the Titanic. Didn't it sink in the morning though, or in the afternoon, or late at night? What are you thinking about? We're sinking. We need send help. Oh yeah, I am often sinking. I like to sink. What is your favorite thing to think about? Send help. We're drowning. Oh yeah, I'm often drowning in sinking sort. I wonder if it sank in the day, would it be better? Don't think it made much difference. If you ain't got a raft. Very early morning. Hang on, but if you get too early in the morning, it becomes late at night again. It's very confusing. When does morning become night? We got a poll here, guys. Manage your prediction. Start a prediction. Top 5. We'll do top 10 because we've not done this one before. Starts in 10 minutes. There you go. Midnight. That's still night though, isn't it? Early morning is technically still night. I would say morning is when there's twilight, right? When you've got some light. So that's morning, right? When the sky goes from black to dark blue. What? Yeah, no, I mean... Google, the Titanic sank 113 years ago, specifically on April the 15th, 1912, at 2:20 a.m. This was about 2 hours and 40 minutes after the 2:20 a.m. Yeah, do you know what really sucks? The kids that survived the Titanic ended up having to go into World War I and World War II. I survived the Titanic. Oh, no, now I'm in the trenches. Shouldn't joke, because we'll be doing that soon. Humans never learn, do they? Let's have a look. When was World War I? World War I. 1914. Yeah. So... yeah, survived the Titanic only to get drafted into World War I and then probably be like older in World War II. Beautiful. Don't you love humans? Aren't we good at doing stuff that's pointless? Most of us do learn, but then there are some, yeah, and then there's enough morons that don't, that listen to them. And there we go, round and round on the roundabout. You said a naughty word. Filtered. Yeah, we got the music on. I'm listening to classical playlists so I can find some new classical songs to put up for videos, so I can heart them. Have you wasted your life sim racing too much? Dial 0800 please end my pain today. That's 0800, please end my pain today. It filters everything. It's very sensitive. I got filtered on the LMU Reddit. Someone asked a question, I gave them an answer, and because they were talking about crashing, and I used the word ass for cars in the ass, and it got auto modded. Apparently, the word ass is offensive. Cheers. Is this the American national anthem? What's that about?
The pace car is out of control.
Thanks for following Wompax. 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 Oh, it's very sensitive. Our bot's actually, it's a Mormon missionary. Do you guys get that Mormon advert with that Dutch girl? She's like, I think it's Mormon, it could be Latter-day Saints. She's like, hello! She's maybe like 20 or something. She's like, hello! I've got some good story to tell you. I got a good word. It's really funny. Hang on, where is it? I think it's Mormon church advert, girl, 20s. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to go. Now my whole internet's going to be filled with this. She's holding a book. She keeps coming up on my YouTube as an advert. Oh, no, I can't find it. It's really sad. It's really depressing. It's like, oh, there's probably a nice person and they've been indoctrinated. But I'm here to indoctrinate you. Who doesn't like to be indoctrinated? Indoctrination. Welcome to the indoctrination zone. What would you guys like to be indoctrinated with? No one ever asks people that question. They don't ask you beforehand. There is always a way to cheat the system. Just need to test it to find out how. That's what we're doing. We're cheating the system of life. I'm testing to see if I can find the exploit for life by indoctrinating you. The Indoctrinator. That's what influencers should be called. Indoctrinators. What's this music? Oh, this is like film music. Flying over the glens. I was born in the glens with a suspiciously non-Scottish accent. My people were attacked by the British Order. And I vowed after my family was murdered to take revenge. I am that'd be Welsh. I am How do you talk? Scottish. I am Braveheart. That's my Scottish accent. Needless to say, I don't know many Scottish people with... I do know a few, but they have, like, really mild Scottish accents that just sound nice. Not like Groundkeeper Willie. Shepherd. What sort of shepherd am I? Sim racing shepherd? Haptic Heart in cinemas now. Would you guys like a preview of what I was generating something last night on ChatGPT. It's genius. I'll save it. We'll post it in the we'll do a Game of Muscle post, but it is genius. we got busy on the GPT generator JarQ, hello.
Hello? Welcome back, Mr. JarQ. You are JarQ, Commander of the Order of Q.
Right, here we go. I think we'll just get to do one lap here. We've got a poll going if you want to get some channel points wasted on Twitch. You can get in there, guys. Hello, Sim Racing Wales. That was me saying hello in Wales language. Did you like that? That was actually Welsh for "can I have a cup of tea, please?" Ah, you thought I was talking about Wales the animal. No, that was Welsh. Welsh is actually pretty awesome. Actually, is it really interesting as a language because it's proper old and it's continued. Like, I'm sure it will have obviously have changed over time, but I think it's really interesting when you have languages, geographically located languages that are stuck around for a long time, because it kind of gives you an insight. It's like living history, basically. It's like, and it's really weird how like Dutch is in many ways quite similar to Old English, and there's like parts of Normandy, some parts of France where it's kind of like a mixture of like Dutch and French and stuff. It's really interesting. Basically, and also you have some, I can't remember what language it is, but some languages that sound very similar to ancient Egyptian. It might be like Arabic or something, I'm not sure, but like it's really interesting, I think. Because you often think, oh, I wonder what it would be like on the streets of an ancient city. And it's like, well, actually, you could just go and talk to some Welsh people. Then it sounds pretty much the same as it would have sounded 2,000 years ago. Although they'll have new words for like internet and things that didn't exist. Tablet, mobile phone. Because obviously 2,000 years ago, they wouldn't have had those things. When is it the nuclear apocalypse won't be the BBC test page? Oh dear. I've not really been to Wales, but I'd really like to, because the countryside is amazing. I'd really like to go to Wales. I'd really like to go kayaking in Wales, some awesome rivers. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever learn any actual Welsh. It's far too, like, it's mental. It's nothing like English. It's probably like the equivalent of learning Arabic or something. Completely different structure. Oh yeah, they did have tablets, didn't they? With cuneiform. It's just hills everywhere. That's perfect. It's like the British Nordschleifer. I think we should build a British Nordschleifer in Wales. That's a good idea. North Snowdonia, nice. Oh, you get snow there to snow in. That's why it's called Snowdonia, right? To snow in, I mean skiing. There's actually have some decent hills. Now, I was watching some videos of Wales recently. It just looks, it's so nice. Kind of like Yorkshire mixed with Cornwall mixed with Devon. That's the kind of vibe it projects to me. It should, instead of it being called Wales, it should be called Yorkshire Wool Devon. De Cornwall York. Maybe Wales is better name. Yeah, Yorkshire tea is what I get. It's the best value tea. It's what I'm always recommending to people. I used to prefer Twinings, but they're so far up their ass. I think Yorkshire tea's better value. Swansea! Yeah, Yorkshire tea's good value. Company doesn't want to sponsor me though. I want to be sponsored by a tea company, but none of them want to work with me. I'm too small. I'm not on their radar. Ah, well, a friend of yours is a friend of mine. Say, what is the number of this friend? I would like to send them. I would like to send them some kind words. You could accidentally, you could talk to this friend of yours and you could say, oh, I know this amazing live streamer that's incredibly sexy, talented, witty, and has thousands of women throwing themselves, particularly German women, throwing themselves at him non-stop. And he's looking for a sponsor, and he's also a massive promoter of tea and is known internationally for his tea activities. I think it would be a great asset to the brand of Yorkshire Tea. Maybe you know someone at Yorkshire Tea that would happily sponsor him so he can use Yorkshire Tea logos and be supplied with Yorkshire Tea. Can you say that to him? What's the point of me live streaming with all these people with these connections and not using them? Why have you not already done that business for me? Bloody hell. Supposed to be a disciple of Muscle. God, why do I bother doing this? I'm only driving these bloody. I hate cars. I just want more tea bags. Life of Teabag. It's like Life of Brian. Hello, Danny Arthur. Hello. I'm not getting a tattoo. I don't like tattoos. I mean, I don't mind them, but I'm too indecisive. I'd want to change it. I'd be like, oh, I want a different design. Now I'm bored of this one.
Time 3:44.73.
I know. I did email Yorkshire Tea, but they were like, oh, at this point in time, we're not looking to do sponsorships. I was like, oh, yes, I see how it is. I see how it is. I get the hint. How much? I'm going to put 58 litres of fuel in because I don't trust this. Yeah, let's do 50 hours. We're not doing line laps. If each lap was 3 minutes. 4 minutes. It's going to be like 7 laps at best, 6 laps. I ring tea into the game sphere. That is usually reserved for energy drinks. Yorkshire actually have a game controller. They are at like game conventions and stuff, so they do some game stuff. This is why I like thought I could contact them, but they're very insular at Yorkshire Tea. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but for tea bags. Maybe if we got all Game of Muscle viewers, if I did a post somewhere and then we got everybody to at Yorkshire Tea, everybody in the sim industry, maybe that would work. Oh, genius! Wasting everyone's time. I wasn't mocking. That's not mocking the Yorkshire accent. That was a highly sophisticated, well thought out impersonation. Well, that you need to teabag them, not spam them. Right, this is going to be interesting. Le Mans, et bon, je Le Mans. Gimpy Sim Racing. You need to start playing Call of Duty or Counter Strike. Oh God, I'm not playing those. I live in York, and the Yorkshire accent should be mocked. I bet you live in the Shambles, in one of those wonky buildings. And there's just tourists now. It's just a river of tourists. Harry Potter ruined York. York's too much. It's too touristy now, York. I mean, it always was touristy, but it's got to like an absurd level. Here we go. I saw the finals, but I haven't played it. Rolling start.
Green flag, green flag.
I'm not even going to bother going through there. Half the grid just died.
The pace car is out of control.
Syphod God, welcome. We'll have a replay. We'll look the replay. Look the replay. Always look the replay, guys. That many new bases. We have one of the other bases. We could swap wheelbase over. I'm enjoying the R12. This is totally fine. I've been happy with this wheelbase. That guy got sacked harder than Rome. That guy was sacked like Istanbul's city walls. Constantinople. It's fallen. That's somewhere I want to go. I really, really want to go to Istanbul. It's bloody holiday season now. So it'll be terrible. To go off season so I can just look at historical stuff. Some guitar music playing. Getting up to speed here. Yeah, no, that's it. It's totally packed in holiday season. It's too busy. It's like Croatia. It's like amazing, but when it's peak holidays, there's people everywhere. And who likes people? All these losers that know where the break points are. I've never been that sad. Never been that sad to learn the break points. Losers. Bunch of nerds. Almost gave him an ass tickle then. Whoa, don't go wide and then come back across. Don't do that. That's how you end up getting punted by a game of muscle. He was so close to getting wreck-shackled by me there. I'm divorced from reality. That's why I'm doing sim racing. Oh yes, another victim. I could do with more of those. I'm still learning the track with this car. I'll have a Turkish hair transplant. I was thinking I could get one, it'd be pretty funny. Not to have hair, just for the comedy value. I was just thinking, oh, that'd be amusing. Just having loads of hair. I don't care about being bald. But then I think there are risks of like infection and, you know, it's not, well, it costs money, so that's the downside. And then there are some like risks to it, and given that I don't care about not having hair, it wouldn't really be worth it. Also, I'd probably still shave my head. I quite like shaving my head. Feels really nice and clean. That's an off-track overtake, mate. I'm not moving. You can keep driving into me. I'm not moving. Wood. Dirty off-track overtaker. He should have had dirt all over his wheels. He should crash. I'm not going to make it easy for you if you decide to overtake with two wheels off the road. Come on. Whoa! Hello. Don't say the N-word, please. The N-word. Oh no, I've said the N-word. That's so stupid. What's this guy doing? Oh dear, why are they trying to punt us constantly? Ah, that's my back of my car, mate. This guy's just driving into me constantly. These were the people that all crashed at the start. Yeah, he's got a drive-through. That's what you get for driving into me. Oh man, only 2.0 and you get a drive-through on this track. Gotta be careful. No more cut tracks for me. No butter. They just want to touch me. We're getting in touch with the brake zones here. How's the frame rate of the live stream on YouTube? For some reason yesterday, YouTube was encoding it at 30 FPS, even though we were sending it at 60. It should be fine now. All good. Beautiful. We've got a 5090, yeah. I think it's important to keep our computer affordable and reasonable so people can have a really realistic expectation of what they can expect from games. You know? So I think what can happen is some live streamers get a bit disconnected from reality by having too much expensive equipment. And then they don't realise, you know, then they fail to notice the reality of what it's like for most people. So I keep myself grounded and you know, it's important, I think. Man of the people, yeah. The wheels felt fine before. Moser updates is so silly. Like the Mozart R12, for example, has felt totally fine before. What it is that they changed the defaults. they just changed some of the default settings mostly. They do improve the firmware, they do improve the motor, but there's only so much you can do with firmware on a servo motor, right? And basically, they just changed some of the default settings for the most part, and then people are like, oh my god. We'll try the update, but like honestly, as someone that's used every servo motor in sim racing from over the last 15, 20 years, there's only so much you can get out of a servo motor. So I know basically what is actually physically possible. So, and I can tell you that the R12 out of the box was basically pretty close. So it's basically it's just this default settings is for the most part. Yeah, smoother is just filtering. They already felt smooth, so you could make those wheels feel totally smooth. The R5, the R9, it's just settings. You could have done that already. It's so funny. What's he doing there? Is he running out of petrol? Petrol. Road sensitivity just removes high frequency. It's a high frequency filter. Why are you driving into me? That is not a good place for an overtake. What are you doing? Mate. It's not going to be 2 Newton meters. It's not. First of all, are we talking about the leaked wheel? Look, I can only talk about stuff that's publicly already been leaked by Kunos. Oh dear, people are a bit slow, aren't they? They're all toys, Tyre Mutilator. The Logitech DD Pro, whatever it's called, it's quite good actually. It's got quite good settings on it. Quick release is quite good. It's fine. Yeah, they're all toys though. Even a race car is a toy. It's like, just say, oh, they're shot. If you think they're badly built, say they're badly built. You have to understand that, like, well, I don't know what you're doing because I had a G25 for like 6 years and I don't treat stuff that well. But were you banging it on your forehead? I do that when I play iRacing. Yeah, well, the Nokia G25 is the equivalent of the Nokia. I mean, the Logitech G25 is the equivalent of a Nokia. Nice drift. Whoa! I thought he was going to lose it then. A Pimax investors. That makes sense. That's good. China taking over sim racing. First we build the wheels, then we build the VR headsets, then we become sim racing. I mean, to be fair, Mose has done a really good job. Pimax have managed to keep themselves in the sim racing VR space. What? Time Mutilator, I don't know what... Are you washing your wheels in a bathtub? Oh, we got a nice, strong and stable 10th place there. Not bad. We'll have a look at the replay. Your attempted murder on me video out later. I nearly bled out. Oh, that'd be well good. Pensioner abuse. In my defence, my murder looks suspiciously like a car driving into my arse. It's an interesting way of murdering people. It's like Jack the Ripper would just be walking along with a knife sellotape to his back, and then a working lady walked into the back of him. It's a retelling of history. I will look forward to seeing Dave Can bleed. I've always wanted to make other sim races crippled. It's been one of my great dreams. Oh, what's this? Oh, we could do this. It's similar. What? Oh, there's bloody hypercars and everything. Oh, is it hypercars versus GT? We could do this, but we'll need to pit, won't we? Oh dear. 15-15 for the prototype classic trophy. We should probably do better because it's at Spa. This could be fun though. We can give this a go. We'll go for the McLaren. Oh. We could have the McLaren. What car is everyone else using? Porsche. Oh, hang on. Oh, there's a few McLarens there. We should be alright. Yeah, we're gonna watch. We're gonna look the replay. Look the replay, yeah. Look the replay. There we go. We're all looking the replay. They're sick of the LMU stuff. Yeah, well, the thing is, it's because, yeah, iRacers are iRacers. They're not actually sim racers, right? And this is something that a lot of people misunderstand with sim racing, right? They think because someone's playing a racing sim, they're a sim racer. I mean, they are doing sim racing, but they're not a sim racer, right? And there's a hell of a lot of people that they are just iRacers. They've learnt how to play the video game that is iRacing, which does have, like, you know, it's a simulator, so it's got the like trail braking, using the steering wheel, force feedback, and racecraft and things. But it is very much iRacing. Like, as anyone that watches this channel knows, and anyone that's driven a real car knows, the tyres in iRacing are not how real tyres work at the limit. It's very restrictive. It's very particular, right? As a result, iRacing is so, like, its own thing, and you have to dedicate so much time to be okay at iRacing that people just get stuck into iRacing, and people don't have an infinite amount of time anyway, so they tend to get stuck into various simulators as well, just in general. They'll just do one simulator, get good at it. Because iRacing has been around since 1812, you know, it's got an audience there that's built up, and people just care about basically getting their rating up and doing better in iRacing. And so they only care about iRacing in the same way that Call of Duty players only really care about Call of Duty, Battlefield players only really care about Battlefield, you know, or Hell Let Loose players tend to care about Hell Let Loose or Milsim, whatever. So, but this is the thing is, I think a lot of the time people kind of think, oh, well, but these racing games are all really quite similar, and they are in many ways, But it's still like other games where iRacers are iRacing, and there's a surprisingly limited crossover in audiences with these titles. I've seen a lot of people in marketing not realise that as well. Not realise that Gran Turismo players they're not sim racers. They're Gran Turismo players that are doing sim racing. But there is a group of sim racers that I would say are sim racers, and they're people that do play. They play all this. They'll play Wreckfest 2. They play iRacing. They play LMU. They'll play AC. They play ACC. Play AMS2, whatever. The sim race. They like racing simulators in general. Yeah. So it's weird though. It is strange how you'd have thought if you generally like driving that you would probably gravitate. Well, you probably want to play different simulators for the actual different handling characteristics, because the different sims have different handling characteristics and different driving. And if you like how cars handle and drive, like in real life, you'll be like, oh, that's interesting to see the different handling. And a different sim is kind of like having completely different tyres on the same vehicle, or it's interesting from that perspective. But yeah, I think a lot of people just don't care, and they don't have enough time to really get to grips with the subtle differences of each sim either. And they can't be bothered to install or like AC do mods or whatever. They can't be bothered. They just want to jump in and drive. So yeah, that's why people just get stuck into iRacing predominantly, and that's why iRacing probably won't die out, even if there's other sims that are objectively a billion times better with time, model, netcode, and physics, and God knows what. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that's the state of sim racing. Yeah, you play LMU, you're a motorsport game show, yeah. Or that's what's weird, isn't it? It's like streamers can be enjoying various simulators for whatever reason, or convenience, or it just happens to be something they can concentrate on. And then they're not necessarily playing that because they're shilling that game. It might not even be their favourite game. It can just be that they're... It can just be that it's what happened to be comfortable streaming. But it's funny when you get accused of being a shill for stuff. You always wonder why iRacers can't drive anything else. Well, they can. I do think... So the skill that iRacing develops is a really valid skill of like being super precise on your trail braking and using the brakes to rotate the car, and being very preemptive in driving is a really, really good and difficult skill to develop for driving. So I think iRacing will make people... To be good in iRacing, it will make you a much better driving at other games, because it develops preemptive driving skills, because you can't balance at the limit properly in iRacing. So you have to get all your pace has to be developed before the limit and raw race line, and but I know multiple people that have struggled, like real drivers as well. I've heard this from quite a few people, where they learned iRacing and then they've struggled with the fact of real cars drive more like LMU and AC, where you need to actually push the car over the limit to go faster, or you need to actually hustle the vehicle a bit, or you need to be in more slip. It's just how you drive, right? It's just faster. And some iRacers find that really hard, going from preemptive underdriving to actually driving on the limit balanced. It depends on the car in real life, of course. Like, some cars in real life would like to be underdrived, some like to be overdrived more. Totally depends on the vehicle. But yeah. Quick question: you had the camera looking back in the replay. How do I do that? I do this special move called, it's a look. I go. Woo! Woo! Move, levy, move, rotatiosa. Woo! Oh God! How has he done it? Check this out. Up till liliosa, down till liosa. Counterclock till liosiole. Woo! I'm never going to tell you my secrets, Dave Cam. You'll never know. You'll never know. Look at this. Modestiosa. Zumautiosa. Zubiniosa. It's just a number pad. Page up and page down goes through the cameras, and then you can use number pad on the outside view. If you press page up, you can then use the number pad keys to move the camera. You might, by default, this is R-Factor 1 shortcuts, Dave Cam. You should know this. You're like 300 years old. Yeah, just use number pad. He probably doesn't even have a number pad on it. I bet he's using one of those terrible Logitech wireless keyboards. The worst keyboard known to man that bloody sim racers use. It's too young for R-Factor 1. Here we go. Look at this race start. It's going to be emotional. Right, what on earth happened here? Right, taking this corner apparently was optional. Here we go. Everyone just drives straight in. Why not? There's someone from behind plowing now. It's just a bit of understeer. The car in front spun. Oh no. Can't debate. No, it's not. That keyboard's awful. That keyboard's like an IQ test. Blocked. Oh no, roadblock. Unlucky guys. Look at that. It wouldn't be LMU without a roadblock. Ultimate roadblock simulator this. Good job, guys. Yeah, good job, mate. Good job. Beautiful. That's why we sim race, for roadblocks. Where did we finish? Well, let's have a look at the results here. I think we lost rating because you need to be in the top half of the split to gain rating, generally speaking. What are they doing? Basically, there's a lot of people that don't react to what's happening in front of them for some reason. I don't know why. They don't. They basically just always hot lap drive. Yeah, and also they don't. In a 20-minute race plus, especially on a track like Le Mans, you might as well leave a bit of space. Well, that is true, Canterbury. I'll give it that. Yeah, that's the little handheld controllers are probably the best wireless controllers, to be honest. Ah, no. Should have finished much higher. Oh well, we gained safety rating. This is what happens. I can take it. Hello, VMog. How's it going? Let's have a little bit of a breeze here. Put the Simrig fan on. Oh no, they're still doing the Mustang challenge. They need to. Why did they go with the Mustang instead of the McLaren? Because the McLaren is a lot better than the Mustang. Like the Mustang is the reason they got Mustang is because it's free car. But it says McLaren. The Mustang is terrible. Like it's a really dull car. I mean, it's fine. You can have racing with it. Don't get me wrong. But of all the cars, it's probably the dullest to drive. About start happily working, so I thought I'd have a depressing stream in the background. Appreciate everyone whose productivity I'm destroying. That's what I'm here for. The productivity destroyer. That's what they call me. Destroyer of productivity, man. We should probably do a bit of practice on this Imina, but it's starting in 5 minutes. Oh yeah, wheel settings. Let's do that whilst we're here. Let's have a look at the wheel. I think I'm already running the updated wheel because they normally do a beta before they do the rollout. Yeah, it's already on the latest. Yeah, I think people are making stories up. In terms of wheel settings on this, all you need, if you want your wheel to be smooth, it's just that they've made the defaults this. So just press 8 here, and it'll remove high frequency vibration. There you go. Yeah, well, we're on version 1.3.1. So I think that is the latest version. But yeah, just turn down the high frequency vibration, and then it will feel nice and smooth. That's all you need to do. Everything else is on. Everything else is off. And then in game, we have a bit of. I think I'm running some filter on the car. Well, we're just running the overall strength at 50, and the smoothness is at 50%, 5 on 5. That's it. There you go. Done. Done. There you go. That's simples. Your base software says 1.2.4. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Let me see. No, we're on we're on 1.2.5.5, but I'm got a I have like a test key, so I get updates to like stuff. So I don't know if it's the same beta that is the public beta. Cause I'm well special. We have a super special key, super special, mega special key. I don't think it is that special. But yeah, honestly, the force feedback's not actually changed that much. It'll just be the settings. But I think there's a lot of placebo. There's a lot people so. First of all, I think people have bad default wheel settings, or like not the best, and or not that good. And then the Moser does an update where they might improve like some aspects of the motor a bit, which is fine. That's great. Nothing wrong with that. But then the defaults in the software change a bit, or how it deals with the software settings, and then people are like, oh, it's much smoother now. It's like, well, yeah, but you could have just. I've had this Moser R12 for like over a year now, and it basically made no real difference. And I've also used other people's before. I also did side-by-side testing with the previous update. So it's really weird. Like, and as I say, I've used every DD on the market over the last 15-20 years. I actually had I think I'd used the first DD that was ever in the UK that was mass market. Outside, like, we had Bodners and stuff, and some private simulators had DDs, which I did use as well. But like in terms of like the SimCube, Sim Experience was like one of the first mass market DD wheels to come to the UK, and the OSWs, and some other people had done some OSW stuff. I used all of them, and you can't NW race it. Yeah, you might be able to, because your settings were wrong or different. It's probably a mixture of slightly different settings and placebo, because I know what's possible with the motors, and I know that where the sort of general detail is, and you can the limitations of the simulator software fundamentally. Yeah. So, but it's weird that companies say, "Oh, we've done these updates," and people lap it up. And I'm not saying that the update hasn't changed anything, but if you set up the wheel, you could have set the wheel up beforehand to basically be exactly the same as whatever the newer thing is. Basically, like, the change is often very, very marginal. Is there any new content? There probably will be, yeah. But they'll announce it when they announce it, when they do it, when they're happy with it. They always, developers always want content for their Sims because they want to make money, don't they? Well, yeah, there was also that developer. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what game it was. The developer increased the volume of one of the weapons, or it sounded louder, or it sounded like it did more. It was more violent, right? But they didn't change any of the damage or any of the code, the fire rate or anything. It was just they just changed the audio file, and loads of people were like, "Oh, the guns are too powerful. I'm getting way more kills with it. They need to nerf this gun. It's not balanced with the previous guns. I can't believe they've done this." They just changed the sound file, and the fact that the gun sounded better made a percentage of people think that it was better, which made them use it more, which made them play better with it or play different with it. I mean, in fairness, first-person shooters are even more sensitive than driving sims in terms of the tiny changes can actually make a big difference. But that sort of placebo thing is pretty hilarious. This is a terrible stream. Yeah, you have a good one. I thought I registered. Did I just miss it? We registered. Race starting. Oh, hang on. What did I sign? I'm clicking the wrong buttons here. I'm an idiot. Is it the intermediate one I'm doing? There we go. Got lost there. Yeah, well, I mean, in a driving sim, to be fair, engine sound is quite useful for knowing what RPM you're at, where to change gear, and it is a reference for what's going on. So, stuff like wind noise as well, tyre skid sound, there's a whole bunch, like, sound is a big thing for giving perception of what's happening. So I'm not saying that sound doesn't change how a game is played and perceived, but yeah. That's a separate point, isn't it? But you definitely see this with force feedback wheels when they're like, "Oh, we've done this." It's like, well, I'm sure they have. I'm sure it's improved, but if it was truly, if that update was truly as big as they are saying, it would mean that the wheel must have been fundamentally broken in the first place. Like, because you'd notice. So, like the pedals, actually, the M-Booster pedal. There's some fundamental issues with the pedal, which they have actually they've addressed quite a few of them. But the point is, the updates do fix the issue. So it's not that it's been tweaked to be marginally better. It's like, oh, the actual response has actually improved, like the delay between the motor responding to input and a whole bunch of stuff is actually tangibly improved. You made the mistake of going to F1 Arcade. What, did you go to the one in London? Hang on, do we need to pit in this race? Birmingham. Yeah, they use R-Factor 2 and Visaro sim rigs, and then they have like a few different modes on them, but they have to set them up so that the general public don't break their hands on them. But I think the F1 Arcade's quite good for what it is. Like, it's for people that are general Formula 1 fans and they generally want to play a driving game and it be accessible and have a drink or something. Yeah, they probably turned it. It's probably just really turned down because a lot of people don't really get the point of force feedback. But the type of people playing on those rigs are not going to know. They would notice motion more than they would force feedback, because a lot of people don't realise what to be listening to. Well, you'd be like the amount of times the amount of times I've used like lots of simulators at like events and things, and often the force feedback, like there's force feedback that you might like your subjective preference to force feedback. Like personally, I just like detailed but very light force feedback. So there's that personal preference, but there is like a degree of force feedback that's required to actually feel what the car's doing in the game, right? And the amount of equipment I've used on like really expensive rigs or things and what have you, and it's set up where but basically they might as well just be using a T300. It wouldn't make any difference, but they're using a Simucube or whatever. At expos it's normally turned down because there's younger people on it, so it's not really about strength though. The big thing I notice is a lot of people they put tons of damper on the wheels and stuff because they are relating it to the power steering in road cars or the steering in a real race car, and then approaching it entirely literally, which is really stupid to do with a simulator where you can't feel what the car's doing. It's really weird. It's got better in sim racing and with simulators in various places, but it's genuinely like it's really weird the degree to which stuff's like and pedals, like so common to use pedals that are just the brake pedal, the accelerator, maybe like it's like they set them up based on a meme. Sometimes like super hard, so ridiculously hard as if you're in a Formula 1 car, or sometimes like super like just nothing, something that doesn't make any sense. For if your goal was to set up a machine for a lot of people to use. So like ironically, back in the day, stuff like Daytona and Sega Rally, ironically, the force feedback and pedals on those arcade machines were set up better than what you have on some of these simulators that are using equipment that's 500 times better. But yeah, oh well, it's just how it is. I mean, you would hope that developers could just have good solid defaults, but even then, like what you've seen with like ACC and stuff, like developers often seem to have a bit weird ideas of what's a good idea. And then the wheel manufacturers all have different people working for them. Often they're, and they often have like, again, they're people just doing a job. They don't live sim racing every day. It's not difficult, but it is another thing that takes up time, and there's not much time available in development. And all the different wheel manufacturers have different settings, and people do have different preferences and things. But then also, the defaults are often like that they could set, as I say, the people that set them and maybe setting them, they'll be like, oh, we'll put a ton of filter and damper on because it's smooth. But oh well. Why am I not outside? Because it's cloudy. I'm not allowed to go outside. Well, another thing with the force feedback stuff is like, the EA rally games. I can understand like developers not having time and obviously all the different wheels and everything, setting that up as pain in the arse. So I get that. What really doesn't make sense is when developers just make up random terms for the force feedback settings, and then what makes even less sense is when they've had 3 or 4 previous games where they've had settings that work perfectly fine, and then they arbitrarily change them and rename them. It's like, why? Like it's like Windows changing the right-click options. It's like, what? Nobody asked for that. Nobody wanted that. Why? Like, what? Who? You've given yourself work for nothing. Oh wow. Yeah, someone in corporate will have told them to do it. Someone in corporate that doesn't actually have a clue of what anyone's using the program for. Don't say my name. Oh, it's N-Wood. It's the N-Wood. Don't say the N-Wood. That's so stupid. Are you doing this race? Mars, the problem with iRacing is not its force feedback, it's its tyre model. And you can improve. You can have better force feedback using like IRFFB and probably other apps and Sim Experience. But the problem is the tyre model doesn't let you drive naturally at the limit. So having better force feedback doesn't really help you that much. Because ultimately you just have to not drive at the limit. You just have to roll. You have to drive under the limit and roll onto the limit. If you actually drive on the limit as you would in AC, LMU, R-Factor 2, Live for Speed, Richard Burns Rally, if you drive like that in iRacing, you'll go slower. So... And the default force feedback in iRacing, I think, actually describes what the tyres are doing reasonably well. It's just that the tyres aren't very good. So, I mean, hopefully, when they move to the new tyre model, maybe one day, you know, it'll just be really good. I really hope they do, because I quite like a lot of the stuff in iRacing. Kyle S-Man, hello. Well, that's slow through there. We need to fly through that. Do we just max out the fuel for this race and then pit with max fuel again? Or I guess we'll work it out. I really like this track, though. It's such a good track. It's hilarious how slow GT3 cars are compared to actual Formula cars. I don't think we're going to be doing any fuel saving.
That time was a 1:47.89.
Oh shit, how long's this race? I need to pee. just realised. I think the race is like 40 minutes, so I'm going to go and have a pee. I'll be back in a second. Okay. Yeah, we need a P tube. Okay, just a catheter, Simmering catheter. Oh no! That's not good. Well. Two GT3 cars are free. Game just crashed. How do we get back in? Can we not get back in? Ah. You can't rejoin? Oh, that's good. How do you, Well, oh, that's good. Can't get in the game. Banned. Well, so much for that. We'll probably lose loads of rating for that as well. It crashed when it went from quali to race. We needed crisps, that was what the problem was. Well, we're just doing LMP2 again. I don't know. Just some ready salted. Well. That was very strange. Well, I bought one of those, I normally like prawn and cocktail. I bought one of those multi-bag things. We'll do this though. Could do a new poll on Twitch actually. We'll have peak performance. Now we've had some crisps, we'll win easy. Beer and crisps, the diet of champions. Pixel Therapy, you picked up your new PC this afternoon. Was driving home like you were carrying a newborn. Did you put pillows around it like a 90s LAN party? Yeah. Lewis Hamilton actually has a lager in his car as he's driving around. So it's his secret. He doesn't want to share it though. They can you can fill the car up with beer and then you can throw it out. Has to be non-alcoholic beer though. Well, we have sadly we're rated in the top group here. If we get S2 Silver 2, we'll basically be at the top of all these daily races, which is really depressing. Look at all these bronze losers. Oh, God, it's pathetic. I think they need... the driver rank should be divided up into more bits so you can have more ego. Hang on, what's B0 as a safety rating? Don't be so judgmental. No, the whole point of sim racing is to judge people for the rating and to mock everybody that's got a lower rating. Why else bother with a rating? You know, it's just it's actually the main point. I think they do have a platinum thing, don't they, for in Sims? Yeah, it should be like they should have a slot here for 5 drivers, and it says the elite slot, elite zone, and then it says the gold zone, and then it says the noob zone, and then all the new people coming to sim racing that have to feel terrible. Mind you, the first 20 people here you could basically call like the losers of the nerd zone, because you have to just have spent too much time sim racing. It's not really skill, it's just who's wasted more of their life. So these are all just sad. Every one of these people is sad. They have they've been sim racing so much they've got sad frowns on their face, like wrinkles of sadness. They look like you know, like someone that's been they're just disappointed. So these are all miserable people. Up until like probably here. The sad zone. Yeah. This is your life wasted zone, the top 10. Who's in the top 10? There we go. Look, up to Dom Maynardo. The life wasted zone. Then below that is people that want to be sad, but they're not quite there yet. They're still optimistic. They've not wasted too much time playing driving sims, so they occasionally they smile. Not too much though, but occasionally. You know, there's still a little bit of joy. Like a child that's yet to be let down by reality. That's this area. Like an 8-year-old. Still optimistic. And then these people down here, these people just don't know. They're like a newborn baby. They're just naive, but maybe haven't even developed consciousness yet. They're just, you know, they're just existing. They're actually quite happy. They don't know any better or worse. They're probably in the best place, really. That's why you see lots of Scandinavians down here, because they're happy. As you go further up, you start to see more British people. And French. Not a surprise, really. Is it? Look how many French people are here. Sad. Is that French? I think it's a French flag. Yeah, I'm helping. I'm stealing the joy of sim racing. I'm like a drunkard beating up Santa Claus in the shopping centre in front of all the children. I quite like Baptiste Lamy Rand. I like his icon of a mammoth. It's a woolly mammoth. It's pretty good. I think he's winning the icon battle here. Most of these icons, like, you can tell a lot about sim racers. Hello, Novotny, by the icons they use. We've got furries. There's a lot of furries in sim racing. There's a lot of Assetto Corsa icons. Weirdly. Maybe they just got Steam for AC. Anime profiles indicate maladjusted personality types. I don't know, like I can't ever. I could see, like, you know, you could be normal and have an anime picture. Like, I could see that happening. But it's like having a superhero character as your profile picture, you know. Something a bit weird, a little bit off. But I would say having a race driver as your avatar picture is worse than an anime character. And this guy's got the assassin as his picture. It's oddly fitting for sim racing.
The pace car is out of control.
Thanks for following the channel. How's it going, man? Welcome. Cheers. I think French people are actually, they're quite happy because they have good dinner breaks and good workers' rights because they know how to protest. There's a lot of French on at this time. Maybe it's dinner time instead of, The French, you know, they've got nice weather, they've got ski slopes, they've got nice rivers, they've got baguettes, the cheese, saucisson. Do you know what I mean? Like the French have so much, so they're laughing at us. The wine, they've got the vineyards. Nuclear power plants, independent autonomous government, you know. Mind you, they also have Paris. So, when you weigh things up, if France was to, like, nuke Paris, it would just be so much better as a country. Paris is the Parisian Birmingham, with a big scaffolding tower in the middle of it. They could place the nuke on top of the Eiffel Tower. It's probably high enough to get a wider reach. Perfect. Maybe that was the point of the Eiffel Tower. It was meant to be a nuclear deployment scaffold. It all makes sense now. Yeah, no, the French have it all right, to be honest. They have it better than the Brits. Who has better food, though, the French or the Italians? Get all the pastries out first. Yeah. No, you need to contain it so it's only Paris that's affected. The rest of France you could build a dome over the whole of Paris. Sorted. Right, let's hope this doesn't crash again. I don't even know why it crashed last time. Yeah, I like France. Apart from Paris. No, Paris is alright. Depends where you go. Is Paris worse than London? It's hard. It's a hard call, actually. Like, Paris has more space, which is nice, and better weather. So, Paris is probably better than London. London's too cramped. Take some fuel out here. French pastries and hot chocolate, Italian everything else. Newcastle's the best. As a French myself, I'd say Italy has its own food. I think the Italians hype their food too much, though. That's the thing. That's the thing I've noticed. They're like, they go on about it all the time. Oh, food, fresh, you know. It's like, wow, maybe. I think they're overcompensating. The French are like, oh yeah, they're you know, they like the food. British.
The pace car is out of control.
British don't really talk about the food for good reason. Zach Illusions. Whoa, he didn't actually follow the channel. Whoa, it was an illusion. He tricked us all, guys. That was actually not a follow. Fool me once. Alex Webster, bit like the cars really, only a few French ones do well, but the Italians are just very good at the exciting ones. French cars are really good at generating additional revenue for the manufacturer due to parts falling off the vehicles, which a lot of people are like, oh, that's terrible, that's a bad car. But is it a bad car or is it economic stimulus? You know? French is just bread. Just bread. All of France is bread. Yeah, but French bread is awesome. Yeah, I mean, you could also use a baguette as a spear in a tight situation. We don't have that. You can't really use a loaf of Warburtons as a weapon, can you? In a pinch, because it'd basically be like a pillow on a string. Whereas a baguette, especially those spiky baguettes with the bits coming off them, you could proper do someone with one of them. That's why the French are so confident when they protest, because the government can confiscate all the weapons, but they can just go to a patisserie, pick up a baguette, and that's it. It's like the Americans with the guns, but it's bread based. That's the eighth amendment, the French amendment. You can't take the baguettes. Don't forget the baguette. And then you can eat your weapon at the end of the day. Perfect. Oh yeah, thanks everyone for being members and supporting us and clicking the like button. Appreciate it. Allows us to be independent and talk rubbish. Thank you very much. There's the list of members. Also, we've got a graphic on the screen that reminds everyone that we've got affiliate links. If you're buying stuff you don't need, you can use them to support the channel. So appreciate that. I think the link's under the screen. It is on YouTube. It should be on Twitch as well. And that allows us to stream in such high quality. The quality levels have never been seen before. I think we might have one of the highest quality live streams that nobody wants to watch, so that's good. Well done, me. Thanks, internet service providers, for taking all of my money. I appreciate it. Whoa! Has there been a time a company didn't like what you said and told you about it? Oh, there'll be lots of times, yeah. Well, in terms of reviews and stuff. No, not really, actually. They take it as feedback. Like I don't work with any companies that would tell me what to say. unless I was doing if I was doing a sponsored, like an all-out sponsored thing, then I just do what, you know, I'll have agreed to, you know, that's a full-on sponsored thing. Like, so like an advertisement, or I've done some sponsored stuff with like Formula E, for example, and stuff like that. But then if I'm doing something like that, I treat it as if I'm employed by that thing, because I technically am. So I'm like, I wouldn't do anything that's you know. My thing is, if you've agreed to do something, if you've agreed to do work for someone, then you have to, you know, you've made an agreement, right? But that's why I don't do a lot of work with stuff. Unless it's something unless they're going to pay really well, or it's something I really want to do and I trust that they're not going to be BS, then you know. But yeah, no. In terms of like reviewing equipment and games and stuff, I'm sure some of the stuff I say has annoyed companies, but normally they just see it as feedback, to be honest, because the companies that any products I like reviewing things is all I'm just saying the truth, to be honest. Like, they know. They're not. I'm not revealing some grand secret when I point out stuff. Would they back? What do you mean by back me? I don't know what you mean. You could do. I mean, if a YouTuber wanted to, you could get sponsorships with various companies. But I don't know. There's no real need to, really. Oh yeah, well, yeah, the iRacing developers. Yeah, well, okay, yeah. So iRacing don't really appreciate the criticism. There you go. They're quite sensitive at iRacing, though. They are and they're not, but they are relatively sensitive as far as companies go. But yeah, I don't think we'll be doing many sponsored things with iRacing. But I mean, I'm just saying what I say is the truth. So as soon as they do good stuff, I say good stuff, and then I think that's where you get credibility from, is being just consistent, right? Early content, I guess. I mean, I don't, but maybe they would do. I don't know. Well, iRacing are not going to invite me to anything. Put it that way. But look, if iRacing do a really good job with their new tyre model, like it's genuinely good, you have someone like me that's been directly honest about iRacing for 10 plus years. If they actually do a genuinely good tyre model and I do a video saying, oh look, this is genuinely good, people are going to pay attention to that more than they'll pay attention to the constant vapid positive drivel that you might get from other places. Although saying that, a lot of, to be fair, like a lot of YouTubers and sim racing stuff are actually pretty reasonable and straightforward with stuff. They maybe wrap it in more positivity, but sim racing is not as bad as like the vapid stuff you have in the first person shooter space and some other gaming spaces. VR, I think VR is like absolutely one of the worst spaces for influencers being stupendously vapidly positive for the sake of making money. It's really sickly. It's so bad because it's not a big industry, and yeah, there's just like a lot of desperation from VR influencers. It's really weird. But yeah, no, I've been pretty good with like hardware manufacturers and stuff. Like, I've just directly said stuff about like Moses M Booster pedal with me saying, well, this is what works, this is what doesn't work, and this is who I think would like it. and they're really good with feedback, and they forward it to their engineers and stuff. Same with other companies. So here we go. Meta show. Wow. You can make a lot of money out of that sort of stuff, but I'm really hoping for some other companies to do some good VR headsets, to be honest.
5.44.
What's it? It's non-alcoholic Guinness. You seen someone disagree with you about your netcode rant of iRacing, saying it's outdated once on Twitch. Yeah, no, you get a lot of tribalism. That's fine. It's part of, you know, a lot of people just they want to be. A lot of communication and a lot of the way stuff works is that a lot of people like or dislike someone for various reasons, and then so they're not really listening to what's actually being said, right, about something. They like or dislike a person, or they like or dislike how something's being presented, right? And as a result, if someone they like says something, even if it's exactly the same thing, or how the thing is said, they will agree with it, but they'll disagree with the other thing. That's really common. Like, everyone does that to a degree. Like if a beautiful, if someone beautiful, witty says something, you might even disagree with it, but they say it really funny. You might be like, oh, I'll consider it, you know. So it's just how it is. Yeah, I like non-alcoholic Guinness is good as far as drinks go. Like it's quite hard to find nice bitter drinks. I quite like Indian tonic water, but the non-diet one, like the diet one, has loads of like sweeteners in and stuff, which I generally try to avoid, and the non-diet one has tons of sugar in it. So yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, I quite like bitter drinks and stuff is nice. Lucky Saint is another good non-alcoholic beer that kind of tickles the beer tickle. Does the beer tickle without being alcoholic. Oh yeah, Feetable music. I don't mind. I find it funny, to be honest. It's really funny. I find it funny people getting so mad about someone that's just it's just fanboys of various titles that can't take the criticism. So, you know. But it's fine. You can't please everyone. I'd rather upset a few people and actually have a sense of humour, you know, and not just be really anodyne and boring. I think it's more interesting. It's more interesting for me. Here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
That's all good fun. I'm lucky to do what I do. I would just go off the track. I could hear all the crunching around us there. Every race start. Just mega carnage. Some bollard bashing there. Well, as I was saying earlier, there's a proportion of sim racers that are not really sim racers. They just play one or two or one game they happen to enjoy it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I wouldn't describe them as sim racers. They're just like iRacers, or they're like AC drifters or whatever. You know, they're not. They're sim racing, but they're not like fans of simulators. Same with Flight Sim. Same with Flight Sim, you have people that like flight simulators, like, you know, like I like DCS, X-Plane Flight Sim, you know, I don't IL2, and then you have people that only fly, you know, they only play X-Plane. That's it. That's all they play. They won't touch anything else. So they are doing flight simming, but they're not into the hobby of simulation necessarily. Which again, it's not. I'm not saying that's a negative, but I think the type of people that tend to be more tribal tend to be the people that have really put all their eggs in one basket with something, and then if you undermine that, you're effectively saying their enjoyment of that thing, or they perceive it as you saying their enjoyment of the thing is invalid, which they then get really wound up by. Like, say me personally, I really like force feedback, and I think I like lots of different sims. So one of the things I really like about being a YouTuber and doing what I do is I get to like try out like lots of sims and stuff and things.
The pace car is out of control.
Before they launch, to see the development of them. I really like. It's really cool meeting developers of the games and talking to them about development stuff and things, and you know, that's nice. But I think if you were just someone that enjoyed one simulator, you'd probably find that really boring. So. T1 helmets. Julie Pig, Julie Pigeon. Hello. Yeah, you just have to, I'd say, try and be on the inside of corners and cover your car in pillows. It's a good tip. I mean, it is a little bit frustrating with Sims how you have stuff that's worked out, like some basic tyre behaviour and some basic force feedback and stuff has been worked out for like 12 plus years, and it's a little frustrating when you have Sims that are a massive regression on that, and then those user bases cannot admit it. They just can't admit it to themselves. But same with Flight Sim, you know, like Microsoft Flight Sim, the old Microsoft Flight Sim, they've improved it a lot with 2020, but old Microsoft Flight Sim, just the planes fly like bricks, but the fans would just not accept it. But you could probably put them in a real bloody plane and they'd install it, and they'd still be like, no, but real pilots play it. But oh well, it's all good fun. At the end of the day, it's good for people to be playing driving simulators than doing. There's lots of worse things people can be doing. Dog God. Oh wow. The thing is, what I think you realise in general with a lot of stuff is a lot of people either know something, like they know something, they've worked it out themselves and they know, or they don't know and they haven't worked it out. And then of people that haven't worked something out or don't know something, there's a very small percentage of people, probably less than 15% of people, where in the point of a single conversation or exchange of information, you can have a productive thing with them. Like, what they actually need is they need to actually just do a lot of research themselves or spend more time around stuff. Not because they're being purposefully ignorant or ignoring what's being said, it's just it takes time for people to develop an understanding or an amount of experience for them to know about something. New lines. And yeah, so but it can be seemingly a bit frustrating in a conversation. You might want a result. Like, you might know, you might be the person that has the knowledge about the thing, and you know what you're saying is absolutely correct on the specific thing, and the person you're talking to just can't understand it at all. So, but you just have to, I think you just have to get used to not expecting immediate satisfaction from a conversation or from information. And it's the same with like more, and the more complex something is, the more that's the case. And it can take decades. If you're talking about people on aggregate, so like within sim racing, for example, the idea that cars are not actually crazy hard to drive, have a bit of controllable slip at the limit, are reasonably forgiving in perfect conditions, that's taken like 20 years for probably that to be understood by 40% of sim racers, or 30 to 40% of people you come across. That's taken 20 years. So, and then it can always regress as well. Obviously, sim racing physics are the most important issues of our times. Forget all the other issues, who cares about them? I haven't tried it. I'll give it a go, but I was saying earlier why it probably... Well, I'll give it a go just for fun. We can try it today, actually. Well, free-to-fall music, that blows my... Not what you've just said, but the idea... Right, the thing that blows my mind is people that work in fields where you would think that they would have had to have developed critical thinking. To, like, it really blows my mind. Like, the most obvious example of that is nurses, right? I knew quite a few nurses from when I was at university, and I used to just talk to nurses when I'm at the hospital and stuff. And Dad, we're talking about nurses. Hello, is this game better than iRacing? Oh, German invasion. Welcome along, Suzukas. This is actually German theme tune. Theme tune. This is the German national anthem, and that's the dance you have to do. All right, have shower. We don't need to know that. It's time for you guys to go over to Dan's OnlyFans channel, guys. That's what that is code for. His shower with his DSLR slider. Only Dan's. Thanks for the raid, man. Really appreciate it. We were just talking about critical thinking stuff. As I said, how like nurses. It's crazy how you meet nurses that don't have critical thinking, and they work in a medical environment. They've done medical degree stuff, and then believe in ghosts or something, or like
The pace car is out of control.
like psychic stuff. And it's really weird. You think a nurse, of all people, would be a little bit more consistently critical, but you know. Thanks, Novotny. Yeah, guys, check out Dan Suzuki. He does.
The pace car is out of control.
He streams in English, but he's also German, so he can stream in both languages. Any Germans that have joined us, Guten Tag, Wunderbar. Post me a Duna, please. It's Duna time. Yeah, we just. We were signed up for an hour-long race, and then the game crashed. So we've just joined into this 20-minute race, of which there's 7 minutes left. LMP2. Psychos, thanks for following. Welcome along. Appreciate the follow. If you're new to this channel, we've been playing a lot of LMU recently. Occasionally we play iRacing. We were saying we might check out this. There's a force feedback mod thing we might check out later. Oh, just a bit of oil on the track there. That's why he lost it as well. We need an LMU iRacing compare and contrast. I did a video. Just Jay, we're doing all right, thanks. A little bit of a headache, a little bit dizzy, but we're all right. We've got non-alcoholic Guinness whilst driving down these straight roads. It's quite nice. Whoa! Don't drink and drive, guys. A little bit unsafe down the straight there. Don't worry about that. Hang on, why was Dan streaming in the morning? What's he doing? Are you supposed to be getting an ad every 5 minutes? Not really. YouTube's been a bit mental recently. I don't know what's going on with it. Should just automatically do it. Maybe YouTube feels like what are the adverts for? Is it cat food? The adverts I get don't make any sense at all. One day we'll take these corners nicely. You miss up one of them. You miss one of them and you do the rest terrible. We're using the Mozart R12 at the moment with the KS wheel. You have like 6 cats for sure. Don't even. I would totally have. If it was me, I'd have an alpaca and 2 goats, or 2 alpacas and a goat, Fortunately, I live in a place where there's loads of sheep and horses and things, so I don't miss out too much. There was a pig, but I think it got eaten. I need to check if they put it back. Because I like on one of the walks I do near me, there's a pig, and I always say hello to it. But they take him, they don't keep him out in winter. Alpacas don't spit. That's a llama or a camel. Alpacas are legends. Alpacas are chill. I mean, they might spit, I don't know. I mean, they are camelids, I think, still. But alpacas are awesome. Like, honestly, they're like the cat of the camelid. No, they're totally different from, like, camels are proper aggressive. Camels are good for eating. Yeah, goats. The thing is, goats can get quite. They can, depends on the goat. Some goats are right arses. If you've got a chilled out goat, you're all right. But alpaca are pretty much universally. They're very similar to cats in how they kind of do their own thing, but they're quite relaxed. They like to just chill out. But you need like an acre to have and you need like 2. You can put alpacas with goats, and they don't like to be on their own. They need a couple of animals. But yeah, I'd have that. I would have cats, but I'm not in all the time, so not really suited. Say hello to the neighbourhood cats, though. That's good enough for me. Two minutes to go here. We're just cruising in 8th place. Still not nailed down the brake points on this track with this car. And on this track with this car, I think the pace is pretty much down to brake points. What's an Australian deer? Is that another word for kangaroo? Struth! My deer's punched me in the face. Crikey! Crikey, there's a herd of deer. You don't get deer in Australia. You have like... have they got springbok? You don't get deer in Australia. Can you imagine a deer? Ah! New line. Can you imagine a deer in Australia get eaten by a crocodile as soon as it's born? Oh, you've got imported ones. Well, what do they do? Put like fencing around them? Can you imagine how useless? Like the spiders in Australia probably eat the deer. Final lap here. Settlers introduced lots of deer into Australia. What, like the rabbits? That's why Australia has the really stringent. What's it? The control stuff at the airports that stops you bringing stuff like food and plants and things in. It was like rabbits took over all of Australia. There weren't ever rabbits there. We have a plague of badgers in the UK. You have to be careful. There's quite a few deer farms near me, and but like you do get like venison steak and stuff, but it's not that popular and it's really expensive. So I don't know what they're doing with it all. I was thinking the other day, I really want to eat some like wild boar, some like proper wild boar sausages would be nice. Don't know why I had like a big sausage craving. Who doesn't? Who doesn't sometimes just get a big craving for a juicy sausage? Javier, thank you for raiding us with 1 viewer. Was that yourself? Appreciate it.
The pace car is out of control.
Welcome in. Thanks for following Japun as well. Appreciate all the follows, guys. How's it going? It's alright. So got a bit of a headache today. Feel a little bit dizzy, but we're doing alright. The race is going alright. It'd be better if it didn't crash last race. The game crashed, but yeah, it's alright. I've yet to get these flowing corners right with this LMP2 car. I think as long as we're above, as long as we keep this 8th place, we should gain rating. In LMU, you just have to finish in the top half, generally speaking. This is a pure ELO. Oh, this guy's going to plough us. For sure. He's going to plough me like a ripe field. There you go. We just need to coast through there. Yeah, they're doing the new tyres coming out for the LMP2 and the hypercar. I don't know when they are, but there you go, that went alright. We're getting a bit better at this. It'll be interesting to see what ratings we get from that. You just had a crash at Imola chicane in the... Well, my game crashed, so you were lucky to crash in the game at least. Next time, GT3 instead of hypercar. People are a bit crazy. It's Imola's a hard... Oh, Imola. I was thinking... Yeah, no, Imola's really hard to overtake on, so... It's a bit of a tricky one, that. I mean, I want to try this, but it crashed last time, and I'm worried it'll crash again. Well, we'll see. Let's see if it took our rating off us. Or if it crashes before the race event, maybe you don't lose a rating. We'll see. We shall see. I feel like we've been... Oh! Oh, here we go. Yeah. So what's this? Did the whole server crash? Oh, what? We lost 24 rating thanks to the server crashing. We're getting some safety rating though. That's ridiculous. Oh, come on. There was no way to rejoin it. Slight bug. What on earth? And there's no way to rejoin the server, and you lose because you get last place because the game crashed. That's crazy. Absolutely stolen. I mean, 24% of your rating is insane. That's like... That would be like losing like 1,000 I rating. Maybe the game should have a cap on how much you can lose. Like, it's pure ELO, but maybe a cap on what you can lose and gain. I don't know. Or maybe like a way of if it crashes. I don't know how you could make it so that you don't. Yeah, the server just crashed. So we when it went from quali to race, it just crashed. Absolutely abused by this game. But we'll do it again because I hate myself. Well, maybe I should pick a different car. It might crash again and we lose another 24. It's alright though, because it's all about the winning. Oh yeah, let's see what we got from the last one actually. Here we go. Here we go. Plus 3.4. Beautiful. But hang on, this is... Oh, we were on our way to silver too. Is it? I don't know if it's actually tabulated the previous one properly. Oh, well, we'll try it again. We'll do some practice laps as well. So, it's the intermediate. 1 hour, right, well, 40-minute race. Registreren. There's a lot of hypercars registering for this. I hate to bring up force feedback, but do you think Kunos will reconsider now that road cars are in the next game? There's nothing for them to reconsider. So the force feedback in Evo is a result of the tire model. They're not really going, all right, how do we design the force feedback? There's a little bit of stuff with that, but it's mostly the reason the force feedback feels how it does is because of how the tire model's operating and some other aspects. So unless they technically improve stuff, you will see, like with LMU as well, actually, like as the tyres improve, the force feedback improves because it reflects what's going on with the tyre. I do think there's maybe some other subtle stuff, like I think developers might put too much...
The pace car is out of control.
Steve JNR, thanks for following. Developers might put too much simulated damper. They might simulate, the steering column might have simulated flex in it. There might be some like rods and arms and stuff that go to the wheels and things. There might be a whole bunch of things that basically add damping and noise to the steering that makes the force feedback muted, like power steering as well. So a developer could decide to simulate that, which will make the force feedback worse for players because they won't be able to feel what the car's doing. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully that as they improve the tyre model, the force feedback improves as well. But I also think the difficulty is that as sims get more, as tyre models become more advanced, and there's more stuff going on, it puts more noise or puts more signal into the force feedback that's not useful to drive from, or might interfere with just the raw feeling of where this grip and slip is, which is the main thing that you use force feedback to drive from. So I think the sim developers might need to actually look at some novel approaches for doing force feedback and making force feedback communicate more. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think the thing as well is, though, if you've got a sim like LMU, if it drives like if it's controllable at the limit naturally, you don't need as detailed force feedback to still be able to drive without it being a problem to drive. Because if the cars are controllable at the limit, then you can get away. You've got more time of visual slip, and if a car's more controllable on the throttle and the brake and the steering without binning you, you don't need as much preemptive force feedback to then be able to drive comfortably. But I think detail force feedback is definitely always going to help for driving quickly, because you can use it as a good reference for how much load you're putting on the tyres. I think we should get some funk music on here. Let's funk it up. There we go. Let's get funky. Nice. I can't need a sandwich. Feasible music. Why not just add the yaw of the car at a low level into the force feedback? There's a whole bunch of ways you could do it. Like, yeah, you mean like a traction loss type thing, like that's what IIFFB has that, and so does Sim Experience. Yeah, you could. So I think the key thing for that, so that would be for like the rear of the car. But to be honest, the rear stepping out in the vehicle isn't necessarily the most important part of force feedback that's missing from current sims. Because normally when the back steps out in a car, it applies a force to the steering rack because the front tyres are like the back's moving relative to the front, right? So rear traction loss or the rear stepping out is actually one of the things that works quite well in most sims. But yeah, in a sim where it doesn't necessarily, or you want to preemptively be able to feel a load, having that, but then it being having a cut to it, so it does a certain amount of force for that, but then cuts off so it doesn't interfere with other forces. Would be quite good as an option. But the big thing really is having the front tyres, as the front loses grip, have the force feedback get lighter basically, and having a good range for that. That seems to be something that's difficult to come through this steering. So especially once a car's loaded up into a corner, it seems that you can have the front washing out and car movement, but with nothing coming through the steering wheel, because maybe the load on the steering rack is actually neutral. John Hartley Sim Race Evo Force Feedback thing. Get out. Get out. Get out. I mean, you could see with Evo at launch, there's some the physics. There's some weird stuff with the physics where it's weirdly more forgiving than AC in some ways, and then abruptly unforgiving. So it's Lena B. How you doing? You don't like the simulation of crazy G-force? It's Lena B. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I don't like real life G-forces. I hate as a passenger, but if I'm driving, I don't mind it. I don't like it in rental karts though, or go-karts, because my body can't take it. But in a full-size car, you just need a 5-point harness and then it's fine. Have you been around a track in like a car with a 5-point harness? It's like, put that in your car, instantly bucket seat with 5-point harness. That fixes 90% of but it is comfortable if you've got a 5-point harness and you're absolutely locked in. It's actually all right, and you're small, so it's not going to be bad for you. Imagine what it's like for me. You weigh like 3 grams, I weigh like 4 billion. So like my when I go through a corner, even in a rental car, my kidney's like my heart's like flopping around. So it's easy for you. Yeah, I can imagine being in like anything above like an F4 car, or even an F4 car more than 15 minutes if you've not done any net training. But anything below that, any road car is fine. Just need the harness. Yeah. So like the fastest thing I've sat in is a Radical SR3. I think that's the fastest thing around a track. I think I've been in faster cars, but not round corners. Yeah, you could have that. What's the stuff they use in that? The Expanse. They inject themselves with that anti-G fluid. That's what you need. Yeah, the necks and with the helmet. That's the problem. It's your brain is just too much. It's yeah, your brain and neck did not evolve to have that many teeth. Because you would evolve with being able like running, maybe rolling down a hill. So you would evolve to be all right with abrupt high G's for very short periods of time. Like also just running, like every time you bounce up and down, that's quite a few G's. But yeah, sustained side G's is not something we really evolved. Unless you were a child and you were spun on one of those. Do you remember those? You don't see them in playgrounds anymore, probably because they're too dangerous. You know, the spinny things. Do they even have them in Germany? Like a merry-go-round. Were they allowed them in Germany? This is too much fun for the children. UK playgrounds, we had like we had everything. Should go for a lap on the Nordschleife next time you're here. I've had a few passenger laps around it. To be honest, I thought the track's all right. It's the other drivers and then the random trucks. That's what's terrifying about the Nordschleife. It's not the track is in a road car. The track is totally fine, but they separated the bikes out now. So yeah, if I was going around it, my big thing would be the motorbikes, which they've separated now, and other drivers that are mental and clearly can't drive well, but they're in fast cars. That would be my worry. Also, the amount of people that ride the brakes on corners where they don't need to, and so then they've done the brakes in and they don't realise. You ride bikes if you have a good day out riding and you feel it. Yeah, I saw your video. Guys, check out It's Lena B's video. She's got a BMW and she took it around. Was it the BMW you took around? I know you got a BMW. But it's a little bit low. Yeah, go watch a video, guys. She's going through some of the corners like... I've been in other cars that have done that because people like to lower the cars, don't they? And then there's quite aggressive like dips and things. That adds to the excitement, though. Having the question mark in your mind of will the car collapse around you adds to the fun. It'd be boring otherwise. Yeah, it's the absolute test. I was saying they need to build a Nordschleife in Wales because we don't really have a Nordschleife in the UK. I guess they're just public roads. It's just Scotland. All of Scotland. Are the races winter in LMU too long and infrequent for beginners? No, I mean, it depends how much of a beginner you are. I can see if you're like a super duper beginner, you probably just want like a 10-minute race just to get to grips with things. I apologise for that, it's Lena. Sorry about that. I'd like to apologise for other British people. If it makes you feel better, I hate myself as much as I hate them. You run into more British accents than angry Germans, or maybe they're just very good Germans at doing British accents, and they're trying to pretend to be British so that the Brits get the blame. They're that devious. Those pesky Germans. Yeah. If you're a total noob, so you want to just do like, basically you have these beginner races, and 20 minutes if you're like absolutely brand new to racing. 20 minutes can seem like a lifetime, but yeah, after you do more sim racing, 20 minutes isn't long. It's weird that. It's really weird that I remember when I first started sim racing, when I had a life and I wasn't obese and I had hair and I was I remember those the good old days before I had a YouTube channel. Yeah, it's good. It was a good time. What were we talking about? Yeah, I remember when I first started sim racing, and just anything over 10 minutes would seem like ridiculous. Because you might spin out just by driving around, but once you do lots of racing, like 20 minutes is sort of like quite short, really. 40 minutes is like a normal length race. But 20 minutes is enough to get into it, just treat it as practice. You're just doing lots of laps. I wouldn't worry. I think when you start sim racing as well, you focus too much on like, am I going to win? Rather than what's my lap time and am I improving? And, because your motivation, I think, when you first start sim racing is mostly about, I want to win the race. Which you still want to win races, but you it's not the be all and end all. So, and a lot of fun. Sim racing is pretty depressing and miserable, like all of car culture, all driving. Anything involving vehicles is actually terrible. But once you embrace that sense of misery, sadness, and time wastage, you can get into it. It's like being a train spotter. At first, you'd be like, why are you stood on a hill watching a train in the distance? And you'd be like, well, no, it is terrible. But the more you do something awful, the bar lowers for what's required for you to be happy. So, like someone trapped in an unsatisfying marriage, their bar gets lowered and lowered and lowered, and they're like, "Oh, I'm quite happy with life now because everything else seems better than the marriage they're in." So that's your brain. It's like being held hostage, Stockholm syndrome. Your brain will adjust. So do enough sim racing, and it will start to seem good. And you'll be like, "Oh, I'm really glad I spent money on this wheel using Game of Muscles affiliate links." Yeah. We have great advice here. we have all the advice, and all these people
good job,
here.
Mate. Good job.
Yeah, good job. All these people here are channel members. There's over 100 of them, and they're all like, yeah, They've all done enough sim racing to be like, yeah, I think I'll become a channel member of Game of Muscle. That's how degraded their brains are. Like. But, that's the key. That's why you never see... Look at sim racing esports. You never see any of them smile. It's not because they can't. They've just not smiled for so long because they've been sim racing that much. Their muscles have atrophied in their face. The muscles no longer work. They have to do something fun to train the muscles back up. But once they've got to esports level in sim racing, what can you do, really? You'd have to start with maybe start with some kids games and work them back up to a state of joy. But that's why you have to have a lot of respect for them. Anybody that can subject themselves to sim racing at a professional level. Is this the meaning behind Game of Muscle? The meaning behind Game of Muscle is that when I registered the YouTube channel, I wanted a .com domain name, and Game of Muscle were the only 2 words I could find that were just 2 words. That was it. It's Lena B. I downgraded my gear to have fun again. I'm not sure if my theory works. Oh, I remember you saying that. You had the sim rig and something else, yeah. Mose is not a downgrade. I use this R12 all the time. It's fine. I think it's fine. I've used most wheels. I'm happy with the Moser. It's Lena B, quote, simple Moser. Oh, R3. Okay, that is simple Moser. Well, you need more than that. Come on. How are you supposed to build your arm muscles for the next time you do your driving around the Nordschleife and you have to avoid a tow truck? Come on. 5k. 5k with the... I've decided to use a dance mat. Yeah. I bet you're alright on a dance mat. I would wager. If we were at an event again, Lena, we should have a dance mat off. You can pick the song. But I think we could... I think it'd be close. I feel like it would be close. People often underestimate my ability on a dance mat. I don't know why. Dance off is on. Technically, if you spend more money on sim racing equipment, you've done a better job simulating the reality of real motorsport, which is just burning money to achieve nothing of any value. So, actually, if someone was to spend like £10,000 or £20,000 on the sim rig, they've actually peaked. It doesn't matter what the quality is. In fact, if they spent £20,000 and then the simulator didn't work, they would be even closer to have simulating real-world motorsport. Even better if it just catches on fire before they get to use it. That would be as peak motorsport as you could get. Perfect 1980s Formula Simulator. Why isn't DD Gill on Spotify? I don't know. It would probably break the website. Right, do you think this is going to crash this time? Hello, King Carrot, commander of the Carrot people, underground powerhouse. Underground powerhouse? Oh, it's crashed again. How am I meant to play this if it keeps crashing? Oh no. We're gonna lose another like 30 I rating. LMU rating. I don't know what it's called. Why does the game keep crashing? Oh no. Can't complain, early access. Oh no, I'm smurfing. I'm trying to de-rank my account as quick as possible. Oh dear. But if it's just going to keep crashing. I mean, I could try rebooting, but I think it's when it's going from session to session, which is a known bug, so we're kind of screwed. Well, no, it's going to crash when it goes from practice to from quali to race, isn't it? Because it just crashed going from practice to quali. Oh dear. Been abused by this game. We'll have to play iRacing. we'll have to try that force feedback on iRacing. Yeah, early access is just a made-up term for when developers... Oh, bloody hell, it won't even play. Well, I'll try rebooting this computer. Let's do that. Alright, we'll be right back in a minute. Well, I'll still be here, but the computer will be right back in a minute. Restart. Last time we had the crashing thing, we just restarted, and then for some reason it started to work, so it could be like a memory thing. We haven't tried the new force feedback on iRacing. I don't think it'll make any difference because of iRacing's basic force feedback's not that bad for describing what the physics are doing. But I'm up for trying different force feedback just for the sake of it. And yeah. But if you had like a sim experience wheel, you could already change the force feedback. and then obviously IFFB. Yeah, iRacing crashes on the track. Yeah, I even know what's running on iRacing at the moment. Now we have to wait. We just have to wait ages for the monitors to. For some reason on this computer, my Windows is a bit time consuming to do monitor switching. It's my favourite part of sim racing is watching screens go black. It's all black. Yeah, it's really good having screens that take a while and then windows that takes a while to start when you've got a timer counting down in the background, which if it goes to 0 you won't get in the race. I find it really helps. I really like the suspense of not knowing whether or not we're going to get in the race. But we'll wait, there's no, what's the rush? I can lose more rating, that's fine by me. I was thinking about it, but I really don't know if I want to do the Windows 11 thing. The music's paid off the PC that's currently just taken 1 billion years to restart. For some reason the adapters that we use on these monitors, I think, are the problem. Oh, it's cooking it's pizza time. Can you make me one? That's a good idea, actually. I think I might put a pizza on. I hope it's a decent one. I hope it's not like a frozen Aldi pizza. It's Lena B basically just lives off burger and pizza. It's Lena B's going to start a pizzeria. It's not the boot time. It's a problem with the graphics card and the display port to HDMI port. And these monitors, that's the problem. It's actually the monitors being stupid. Because we also use a capture card. Yeah, it's not the PC booting, it's the monitor thing. Doona kebab would be nice. Okay, here we go. It's loading. Give everything a few hours and we will be there. Not sure what's going on here now. The keyboard's not working. Computers. Yeah. And maybe I'm hopeful that the new NVIDIA drivers will fix this as well. Oh, there we go. I wonder if we'll get into the race in time. Hashtag doubt. It's really weird. It's only LMU seems to have this crash now. I bet we didn't get in there in time. Oh, wow. We might do it, but it'll probably just crash again. Oh, well. I can deal with this. I can take the pain. It's weird that it going from session to session is where this game tends to crash. Like when you're actually racing, it's all right. Have we taken more than 10 minutes? That's the real question. That's the timer. It will be like one of those teams that's had to fix their car and get it to the grid. 2 minutes. Right, here we go. Car setup. We're just still got quali here, but oh, so it's going to crash. Well, we'll see if it crashes after quali. Get some music back on. This has been exciting. Beautiful. Do you think it will... Oh, it's crashed again. Yeah. Well, why is it always crashing on that track? It's just stupid. Well, there we go. I guess we're not playing LMU. It's really weird that it was fine on all the other tracks, but then Imola's just dying. Yeah, there's nothing. Oh, now it's yeah, there you go. It's deleted. It's gone now. There's no way for us to rejoin. Thanks, LMU. Well, there you go. Great. Fantastic. I don't even know. Yeah, there's no reason for it to crash. Let's try loading into it in single player, see what happens. To Imola. It was weird because we did do a drive around it, so it seems to be like some two in a row that's done that. So in the online session. Yeah, probably just too much faster. Oh wow, I think I might get some food anyway. might have a break and get some food. Might come back later. I've been LMU'd to death, but I'm absolutely starving. Len and Bees maybe want pizza. Been pizza to death. Alright. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get some pizza. I'm gonna send you to another German chap, guys. I might be back later, but I'm gonna have some pizza. We had some fun races at Le Mans. And then I might come back and try the iRacing Force Feedback thing. I might set that up actually off stream. We'll see. But thanks for watching, guys, and taking part today. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon. Off you go to a German legend. Bye. In a minute. There we go. Bye, guys.